Welcome, everyone, to the Local Pulse, a new podcast here at HBC where we talk about all the great things happening in our communities. And today we are going to be talking about the great things happening in our Winona Area Public Schools. And helping us with that today is Winona Area Public School Superintendent Brad Berzinski. Brad, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, Dave, it's my pleasure. I sure appreciate the opportunity and glad to be one of your early guests on the new podcast.
Yeah, you're definitely a part of history today. Let's start off with the kindergarten open house. We'll start off with the youngest of the learners in the community.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, so we're here about midway through January as we're having this conversation today, Dave, and it's a space we find ourselves in now is, of course, very much still focused on this school year, on the second half of this school year. That's really just as we're kind of hitting that midway point, but also really starting to be planful and think about next school year. And so, in that spirit, we do have a kindergarten open house event planned February 24th. It's a Monday, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. And the location of that is planned for Goodview Elementary. And I just really want to promote this opportunity for any prospective kindergarten students that will be starting in the fall of 2025. I know that, again, here we are, sitting in January or even February. It's hard to think, that far ahead to September sometimes, but it'll be here before you know it. And we really want to treat the kindergarten open house as kind of a first opportunity for those kindergarten students and their families to just get a good sense of, hey, here's what a day in the life of kindergarten might look like, to be able to see the physical space of our kindergarten classrooms, et cetera, and really just kind of start to build towards the start of school next September. So again, we're scheduled February 24th, 5:30 to 7. Just really encourage families that, again, may have a prospective kindergartner in the fall. Keep an eye out for continued communication over the next several weeks here on details on that event.
So now we'll transition from the youngest learners to those that are in high school and talk a little bit about career and technical education. And these are some of the new courses at the high school, and it's kind of like, I guess, a shop on steroids, would you say?
Yeah, I think, Dave, a lot of the listeners might, have memories of taking a welding class or a woods class, and I think that we've tried to, rebuild, frankly, some of that programming. I think you saw a trend through a lot of school districts across the state, across the nation, where maybe for a while that some of that programming just kind of got pushed to the side a little bit, to nobody's fault. I think, resources are lean, and a strong focus on maybe some of the core academic areas of, math and reading, et cetera. Yet there's tremendous value in offering that comprehensive education where really every student can find their passion, find something that really speaks to them particularly in the middle school, high school level. So, Dave, the career and technical ed is an area that, as I came into the superintendency with the school district here about a year and a half ago now, really was kind of at the top of my priority list to kind of take stock of where we were, what was already going on in that area, and then how can I be hopefully help move that conversation forward. I want to give credit to a couple of individuals that have just been really, really key in continuing to build the opportunities and expand the opportunities for our students. So Jerry Benedict is one of our teachers here at the high school, is teaching our woods classes, our welding classes, small engines. And I'm going to talk in just a minute here, Dave, if I can, about some of the new courses that Jerry's helping spearhead. But also Jeremy Graves is the second name that I'll just mention briefly. Jeremy fills a number of roles for us as a school district, but one of them is some CTE, some career and technical education coordination, if you will, just trying to help program planning, visioning, partnering with community partners as well. So just want to, again, give a lot of credit to the work that the two of them have done. I really just see my role as, if there are ways that I can help keep that conversation moving along, help develop some of those partnerships, very interested in doing so. So, Dave, last month, the high school staff brought forward a number of new course proposals in that area of career and technical education. And when I talk about CTE, really, we're talking about some of those kind of traditional manufacturing areas. We've got programs in agriculture. We've got programs in business. We have programs. Some listeners may remember taking a home ec class back in their school days. We still offer some of those type of courses. We now use the title FACS, or Family and Consumer Sciences. So a wide range of opportunities there. What I want to talk about, though, Dave, is some of these new course proposals that I'm just really excited about, and I think our students are really going to be excited about. The first one is a 3-course sequence in what's called mechatronics, and that's a phrase that may be new to a lot of folks. Mechatronics, I would explain it this way. I think it combines kind of mechanical, electrical, and computer engineering into if you think about today's manufacturing world, there's a lot of automation, there's a lot of robotics, and frankly, we need a workforce that can operate that in those systems. So the mechatronics program is alive and well at Minnesota State College Southeast, for example. It's a popular program there that they've really developed here in recent years. And we're trying to kind of come in line with some of those opportunities for our students as well. So there's a 3-course sequence called, the first one is AC electricity, DC electricity, and digital electricity. And what's cool about these course opportunities is they're what we call concurrent courses, meaning that student takes the class right here at Winona Senior High School. They earn high school credit, one step closer to that high school diploma. And simultaneously, they're earning college credit through Minnesota State College Southeast in this case. So really a win-win opportunity for our students, and can help them kind of take that first step towards a career pathway. Another course opportunity that was just recently introduced, geometry and construction. So, for as long as math has been taught, we've heard students say, when am I ever going to use this, right? That is a common refrain. And I hope that question doesn't get asked in this class, because the whole intent here is a very practical application to geometry. So geometry and construction will be rolled out here at Winona Senior High School as well. An additional class I'll just mention real briefly, it's called Win Creations. This is something that Jerry Benedict, who I mentioned already, is spearheading. It's a school store where his students have the opportunity to fabricate products through utilization of CAD software, CNC machines, 3D printing, etc. So they get both the fabrication experience and kind of the business experience, if you will, of taking an order from a customer and producing that product and actually going through the business side of it. And then the last one that I'll mention is a new partnership with Winona Fire Department and with Riverland Community College, where we're actually going to have a 3-course sequence in firefighting. And this could be, again, the first step along a career path for a student that might be interested in firefighting. It could be a first step in prepping a student to be a volunteer firefighter with their own local community. So again, we're still teaching math and reading and science and social studies, and we're offering all of these other opportunities. We really pride ourselves on being a comprehensive high school, a comprehensive school district, where really we've got a wide range of opportunities for all of our students.
It really sounds like kids are going to come out of there with a nice sound foundation to pursue it, as you mentioned, like the firefighting, be a career firefighter, maybe just be in your local community, or the welding, what's called the mechatronics,
yeah.
Mechatronics,
yeah.
Just some really cool programs. So I did want to mention, when I was looking, we might talk about this subject, going on the website, the district website. There's a neat story about the welding program and how you utilize a virtual platform to kind of get kids started on the welding.
Yeah, I can speak a little bit more to that. It is kind of a neat technology, a fairly new technology still. The way I would probably best describe it is you truly, and I've tried it myself, so I can speak with a little bit of firsthand experience here. You put on what looks like a welding helmet or welding hood, and it's almost a virtual reality kind of feel to it, where you can see the weld that you're making. You're running that bead, and what's cool about it is you're getting immediate feedback too on kind of the pace that you're moving at, the angle that you're holding the welding implement, etc. So it's a cool opportunity, especially for a beginning welder who may, number one, be a little bit uncomfortable with getting right into the welding booth. Secondly, frankly, it's a cheaper alternative. The piece of equipment itself is not cheap, but if you think about the consumable supplies, the metal that you go through in a welding shop, that adds up pretty quickly. So it is a nice opportunity. Of course, yes, we still have a shop full of real hands-on welders as well. But this is kind of a cool opportunity as a starting point for sure for a young welder, and even for somebody who knows a bit more about welding. It's still a kind of a cool tool to be able to get that practice, get that feedback on how they're doing as a welder.
Now, you talked about the partnerships with some other institutions to help foster this program. Are you looking at, is there a possibility like internships or things with other manufacturers within the city?
Yeah, I think Winona is so blessed with a wide range of business opportunities, and there's certainly a strong manufacturing base in Winona. We are absolutely interested as a school district in continuing to grow those partnerships. If there are businesses out there that that catch wind of this conversation and we're not involved with right now, and they want to get involved with the school district, please reach out to me as a starting point, and I'll help make those connections too. We do have what's called a CT advisory committee. Met a few times over the last calendar year now, and a number of different local businesses, manufacturers. Minnesota State College Southeast has been a key member of that conversation, and as well as a number of our local businesses. And I would say the purpose of that conversation right now has been twofold. Us asking questions, asking for feedback to say, how can we make sure that our programming here at the high school is starting students in the right direction? What skills, what attributes can we be developing now with our high school students that will prepare them well for continued post-secondary education or for entrance into the workforce? And then secondly, are there ways that we can enhance our students' experience, maybe by getting them out into those businesses, as you mentioned, Dave, in a apprentice type opportunity, an internship opportunity, even just a tour. Let's get our kids on the bus and drive over to the manufacturer, to this business, and see firsthand what those experiences look like. What would a career in this particular field really be? Because this is an opportunity for our students in kind of a low risk environment, if you will, try out some different things and say, I might be interested in this, but let me learn a little bit more about it before I dive into the deep end. Maybe I want to learn a little bit more about what a career in, again, I'll use my mechatronics example earlier. What would a career in mechatronics actually mean? What would the day-to-day work kind of look like? So yeah, I think just a real opportunity, especially again in Winona, with such just a vast array of potential business partners out there, and we want to continue to foster those partnerships.
Sounds good. Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the Local Pulse, and we'll be back with more. Let's talk with Brad Berzinski right after this.
Are you doing an online quiz?
Yeah. This one's going to tell me my IQ, which I've always wanted to know, because it's a mystery.
I'm guessing it's very low because all these quizzes are forwards to get your passwords for everything.
Oh, is that right?
How do you not know that?
How do you know that?
All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Welcome back to the Local Pulse. I'm Dave Dicke, and joining us is Brad Berzinski, Superintendent of Winona Area Public Schools. And we're talking about great things happening within the school system. And one of those is the Rio Spanish Language Immersion Program. This is a program that's been around
About a decade.
but 2014 or 2015?
Yep.
14, I think it started, didn't it?
Yep.
At Madison School.
That's right. Yeah. Dave, we're really proud of the program, what we've been able to accomplish over that last decade's time. So for those folks not familiar with it, you might wonder just what is we call it the RIOS program. Again, it's a Spanish language immersion program, which truly means our students are learning in both Spanish and English. So believe it or not, this starts right away in kindergarten. And I think lots of folks would be amazed if they walk into a first grade classroom, a second grade classroom, to see the level of Spanish being spoken by our youngest students. So, really the basic kind of structure of the program, Dave, is at the elementary level. It truly is a dual language environment. So that classroom, the students that are in that RIOS program are in a dual language classroom. And their day consists of primarily instruction in Spanish, and then with English components built in. Of course, our teachers are all obviously dual language speakers themselves, but also have had that experience of what does that look like to provide an education in a dual language environment. Over the course of even the elementary years, we kind of gradually incorporate more English, actually, as students are becoming more fluent in their Spanish acquisition. By the time they get up to third and fourth grade, it's actually a little bit more balanced between English and Spanish. And then opportunities continue into the middle school and the high school. They don't look quite the same. They're not in a contained dual language classroom all day like they are in the elementary school. They're going to take some of their classes with all the rest of their peers, their classmates, in a strictly English only classroom, whereas they're going to still have some opportunities in that dual language environment to continue to just refine their language skills and continue to develop those skills all the way through. And our oldest RIO students, or our oldest Spanish language immersion students, would now be in 11th grade. That just kind of goes back to the beginning of the program about a decade ago.
So do you find that a lot of these students progress all the way through high school in participating in the program?
Yeah, the vast majority do. Of course, there's some students that ultimately, maybe after the elementary years, they say, okay, I've got a good foundation. I kind of, families decided I've gotten out of it what I want to, and may choose to, take some different elective offerings in the middle school, high school area. But we do see pretty good, retention, if you will, from year to year in the program. Lots of these students have been in it through elementary, into middle school, and into their high school years.
That's wonderful. We're going to take another short break, and we'll be back to wrap things up with Brad Berzinski in just a few moments here on the Local Pulse.
Evan, yeah, we have no internet. I don't know. It just stopped working.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan. No, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. We have 11 of those. We switched our broadband service provider. Devin put in 11, Evan. The best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again. Are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan?
Welcome back to the Local Pulse, and today we're having a conversation with Brad Berzinski, the Superintendent of Winona Area Public Schools. So Brad, again, pleasure having you on the show here today.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So let's talk about community education. This is a long-running program, and one of those great programs where, folks like me that have been out of school for a while can actually learn a new trick, the old dog learning a new trick. And the course catalog has been out for a while, and just looking at the courses, everything from intro to knitting to learning how to get some new dance steps for your summer wedding dance. It's just a lot of stuff out there.
You name it. It's in that community ed course catalog, Dave. That's for sure. The neat thing about community education is we truly have programming all the way from our very, very youngest infants and their parents, all the way up to mature adults like you and me, Dave. So you've got a wide range of opportunities. Our community education director name is Ann Revel. Ann's been with the district for a long time and in this role for several years now. And for those that are not familiar with kind of the structure, when we're in your public schools, obviously, you think about a school district, and our primary function certainly is providing that, preschool through 12th grade education for our community's youth. Yet we do a lot more than that. And I think you see a lot of that reflected in our community education programming. And Ann has kind of shared this phrase with me before. Their goal is not necessarily to, compete with other opportunities or other programs that are out there in the community, but to add to supplement, to enhance the opportunities that our community members have. And that's a primary function of our community education programming.
And community education is really such a great collaborative effort between the school district and the community, because you have all of these, a lot of the instructors are members of the community. They have their own business. They maybe teach a class on knitting or what have you, but they want to be able to share that with the community as well. And that's really kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. And to that point, it very much is a community effort. And so, if you look at, for example, the course catalog, I should just kind of promote this a little bit too. We had our most recent, actually, I've got a copy here. I don't know, that's gonna get fuzzy there. So, but this was the title on it is Community Education Winter Spring 2025. So community members hopefully saw those come out in their mailboxes here at the beginning of January. And contact information is included in there. I'll mention it here right now too. The phone number for our community education office is 494-0900. And again, a wide range of course offerings listed in there. And Dave, to your point, a lot of the instructors for some of those adult focused classes are just community members that are doing this as a little extra offering, a service to the community to be able to make some of these opportunities a reality. So we've got about 30 instructors that again, by and large, are just folks from the community that have stepped forward to meet this need. Also under the umbrella of our community education program, we've got everything from GED programming for folks looking for that opportunity, English language learning support for second language learners. We've got what's called our Key Kids program. A lot of folks are probably familiar or have heard that phrase before. That's our after school care program for our elementary level. That's a big piece of providing support to families too in those after school hours, and making sure that our students have a high quality environment to be in those after school hours as well. And then lastly, I'll just mention lots and lots of volunteers here as well. When we talk about community education, they're not all paid employees. A lot of folks are stepping forward in a volunteer capacity as well.
Now, you mentioned we do have classes in progress, but this is for spring as well. And I do know there's a lot of classes that are going to be starting up again here in February, and I think there's some even April and even in May you can still get in on some classes. So it's not too late to do it.
No, definitely not. Enrollment is ongoing. Yes, some classes fill up. There's capacity limits on some classes, but absolutely encourage folks to again check out the website or give the phone number a call. Dig that catalog out of the recycling bin if you have to, and take a look and see what's being offered.
All right. And before we wrap up, we want to talk a little bit about a new tagline in the district.
Yeah. So I would mention one more name here. John Casper is our communications director, and John's been with the district now for several years and does just a great job of highlighting, some of the great things that are happening within Winona Area Public Schools. And so I'm going to give him some credit here. The tagline that we've really kind of attached to this year is "We are ready for you." And really what that means to us, Dave, as a school district is, again, we see ourselves as the public school district. We're serving the community. We're serving Winona and our surrounding communities. And really that idea of no matter, what your needs are, what you're looking for, we are ready for you. We have again, as we've talked about throughout the conversation here today, Dave, just a wide range of opportunities that we're providing as a school district. And whether, again, that's, preschool through 12th grade education, whether that's something in the world of community education, regardless, we're prepared and ready as a school district to provide these great opportunities, these great learning experiences for our community.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Brad. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today and a part of history.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Dave. I appreciate the invitation.
We'll have to get you a nice little certificate you can hang on your wall, the first local Pulse guest.
I'll take it.
All right. Thank you, Brad. And thank you for watching the Local Pulse here on TV 25 HBC. And we will be here every couple of weeks. We'll put out a new podcast episode. Our next episode will be that first week of February. So be watching for that. Again, thanks for joining us. And thank you to our guest, Brad Berzinski. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Dave.
Have a great week, everyone.